Congressman, it's great to have you on the program.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Well, look, first off, how's your area doing after Hurricane Harvey?
Partner, we were certainly prepared to take a direct blow. That was the original indication for the path of the storm, but it shifted west, So South Louisiana residents that I'm honored to represent, it's sort of in our DNA. We know what to do with an approaching storm. We know how to prepare. We know how to survive it, and we know how to recover. But once the storm had shifted west, then our emphasis focused on Texas, and we shifted our love and our energy to assisting with rescue efforts and in providing shelter.
Well, the nation got to see firsthand just how great Louisiana is. So many of your constituents went down, part of the Cajun Navy that's now become so well known. Your thoughts about them and the people, not just the first responders, but the everyday Good Samaritans that sprung into action.
Yeah, it was very uplifting. I participated in some of those rescue ops. I rolled with civilian rescuers on the Thursday and Friday after the storm had made landfall. It really hit right on the border of Texas and Louisiana, and the highly impacted areas were just across the Louisiana and Texas line into Texas. So once it was clear that Texas was more heavily impacted than Louisiana, I actually went to Texas and participated in some of those rescue ops. And I can tell you that the American spirit of love and just Christian principle support was so obvious everywhere we looked, across all color and creed and economic strata. We were just working together as one people to help each other.
Well, Congressman Clay Higgins, you're not just a congressman. You've been a longtime member of the law enforcement community. When you got on the ground there in Texas, we saw a limited amount of looting. It wasn't as widespread as many of us thought it would be. I relate that to, in many respects, the rich history of gun ownership in Texas, and I think criminals knew that many people were not going to tolerate being a victim to anybody.
You're very right. The area that I was in, where it was most heavily impacted, is referred to as the Golden Triangle. It runs from like Orange, Texas, which is right on the border with Louisiana, and it goes south to Port Arthur, which is at the Gulf, and then west to Beaumont. That area is known as the Golden Triangle, and heavy gun ownership, very conservative, and it would have been a bad idea to roll in for looting in that area, and I didn't see any of it. I didn't hear of any of it either. Now, in other areas of Houston and deeper into Beaumont, I did not go there, so I can't speak for that. But I can tell you, in the very conservative areas and heavy gun ownership, big NRA supporters, where we were working rescue ops, and I'm telling you, man, some of those guys were heroic in their endeavors. I was only there for about a day and a half. So I just played a small role, very humble role, but I can tell you that nobody was coming to doing any looting in that area.
Yeah. Now we see another storm bearing down on Florida. Your thoughts after experiencing what we just had here in Texas for the folks of Florida?
Man, I'm fearful. I have to tell you, my brother, I have trepidation in my heart for the people of Florida and the East Coast above that, the Carolinas. This is a big storm, man. I'm 56. I'm South Louisiana, born and raised. I've experienced many hurricanes and tropical storms, and there's been a few that really stand out. Hurricane Betsy when I was a little boy. Hurricane Camille when I was very young. Andrew was terrible. Katrina was big and powerful and terrible. There are a couple others that come to mind, but this one that's descending upon Florida, this Irma. I mean, why would we name a storm after the goddess of war? First of all, we question that wisdom. Well. But she's certainly proven worthy of that nomenclature. So I'm prayerful for the people of Florida. I wish they'd have got out sooner. You're seeing people running out of gas on the road right now. The fuel stations are empty. It's a bad deal when so many people decide to evacuate right at the last minute. And I'm just very prayerful, quite frankly, that our brothers and sisters from Florida and the Carolinas and East Coast can weather this thing.